Turned by Design. With me today, I have Junior Cortez, who's here from Turned by Design. Hello, and how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, so you've brought some really beautiful things. It's unfortunately the animal that radio is. You can't see it, but we do have a YouTube channel. You can go over and see that. But you've brought some of the most remarkable wooden bowls that tell me what they're made from. Tell me a little bit about how you made them, and then I'd love to hear how you got into making them.
Okay. Well, these bowls all three of them are from maple trees, from two different maple trees. One is about a 17-inch bowl, probably about 5 inches deep, and it's a utility bowl, what I call a utility bowl.
Oh, it's gigantic, and I always I say that I hate that little tiny salad bowls, and you're trying to mix, or when you're trying to do something, or even with dough, it just drives me insane. That's a serious bowl you brought. Yeah,
and I have 2 or 3 larger ones also, but people usually don't want those.
That's a perfect size. What you brought,
and some people want smaller. You have 2 people at home, and they only want a small little bowl, and I try to have all those different sizes. I get my wood from neighborhood, from around wherever I have eyes and ears between my kids and family and friends. They look out, and when I see a tree go down in somebody's yard, I go try to get it. And,
so you don't cut down the tree kind of comes to you.
Definitely.
And then you sit down, and how do you create there's curves, there's no angles. It's this gorgeous bowl from wood. How do you do that?
Well, these other 2 bowls are what we call natural edge bowls. They have the bark left on them. So I turn them with the bark on them. Be careful, the bark is fragile. But it's just how you orient it onto the lathe. I turn them on a lathe, which they spin, and I use tools to remove the wood. And then I just, depending on the size, the piece that I cut, because I from the tree stump, I use my chainsaw and I cut them into manageable pieces. So each one is going to be different. And what I do from the normal bowls that you might see, I turn my bowls wet. I don't dry them.
Okay.
So what happens is that after I take them off, they change shape. A lot of my bowls will be oval.
Right.
The rim will undulate, and especially on the utility bowls. They naturally do this. They become
the more
oval.
Artistic one.
Yeah. Well, it's just like an exaggeration of what my other bowls do. This bowl, it was turned round. As it dried, it became oval. And as you see in the bottom, it's oval.
And it's very light. I was surprised by how light it is.
This one, I
but sturdy.
made it very thin. This one's a little thicker, a little heavier. The thicker the bowl, the heavier it'll be. I try to, depending on what I'm doing that day or how the wood's reacting, I try to get it as thin as possible on these natural edge bowls, because they're more of a centerpiece type of bowl, or something you'd put out to look at. Yeah,
these are gorgeous, and the sort of utility bowl that I could use food in that, but this other one looks like it's glossy and like it has something on it to treat it. But yeah, you could use that as a decorative bowl. You see it all the time at these high-end design houses where someone will put pine cones, or they'll put wooden croquet balls in there, or some such thing. But they're really gorgeous.
These bowls, I finish them with lacquer, so they'll be a little more resilient, and I try to keep the bark from falling off, because I said it'll fall off real easy. My other bowls, the utility bowls, I use walnut oil to finish them.
Oh.
So walnut oil to me is about the best thing you can use to seal a bowl, because it'll actually get hard once it soaks in. So it'll last longer than people use mineral oil and stuff like that. So,
things that you can certainly ingest. Yeah, so it's not dangerous.
And it's all food safe.
Right.
Any nut oil you can use for wood products for food safety. You don't want to use any kind of vegetable oil or anything like that, because they'll go rancid.
I love that you do this. This is your art, but I was saying that when we were they do look like something that a potter would create on a wheel, because except that what you do is kind of dangerous. Well, and I would think it's not just a labor of love, but this looks like it was possibly because you're dealing with saws and things flying up at at you. So this is also a kind of death-defying act you do when you create these things of beauty. How did you come to start? How did you know? I mean, what led you to making this gorgeous, gorgeous bit of art?
Well, I became interested in working with wood probably in my 20s, and it was just like a evolution. I started I made my godson a bed when he's 40 now, and he was like 6 at the time. And through, so I wanted to make furniture legs and stuff like that, parts with a lathe. So I bought a lathe, and from there, it just kind of, went one thing after another. And one day I ran out of projects. I decided I was going to try to make a bowl. I never had been interested in it, but I had nothing to do that.
Had you seen one that you went, oh, that's kind of nice?
You see them in the magazines, you see them in books, and I read, different wood books and stuff like that. Yeah, just different things. And I made the bowl, and after that, it was so gratifying. It was very instantly gratifying that then I just wanted to find all kinds of wood to turn it and see what it to come out and look like. And I find that, as you can see from these bowls, this one bowl was worm infested, so it's discolored. It's a maple, just like the other bowls.
I can't believe that something
completely different.
Bad came to that, because that is absolutely stunning.
There were actually still worms in the wood as I turned it.
Oh,
yeah,
that had to be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun. And but that's basically how I just try to find, and I'd watch videos or read books, magazines, stuff like that, and I'd see different types of bowls people would do, and then I'd try them myself.
Now, these are all maple. Do you have a particular wood you like better than another, or is maple kind of...
Free wood. I like free wood.
Yeah. Again, I love that you don't go out and chop them down. The wood comes to you.
Yeah.
So free wood.
Most of the time, there are very few pieces I'll buy on eBay.
Right.
If I find one that's not too expensive, because then it takes the price of my bowls higher.
Right.
If I find something interesting, then I'll...
Do you ever take a road trip, like just up to Sequoia or someplace, and think, I'm going to go wood hunting?
Well, I have 2 sisters that live in Gilroy, California.
Okay.
And I've gone up there. They've found me trees, found me wood. I'll come up there. It'll be in their driveway, and I'll haul it back.
It's a good field trip.
Yeah.
You create really beautiful things with your field trips. Again, we're talking with Junior Cortez. He's from Turned by Design, with some of the most glorious wood bowls I think I've ever seen. These are just phenomenal. I love the utility bowl. That's the workhorse, but these other 2 are like museum pieces. He will be at the 7th Annual KHTS Home and Garden Show, April 16th and 17th at Central Park. Again, we're bringing in all of the best of the vendors. The Arts and Crafts Fair will be held both Saturday and Sunday. Junior Cortez will be there with these bowls, so you will have an opportunity to go shopping too. Looking forward to seeing you at the Home and Garden Show, Junior. So thank you so much for coming by and sharing these with us.